Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we'll learn about 10 signs that you have a pure heart. Now, let's begin. What does it mean to be a pure-hearted person? Having a pure heart is a phrase that most people inherently understand. If someone approaches you on the street and says, "You seem like such a pure-hearted person," you take that as a compliment, right? It's good to be pure of heart, just like it's bad to be soiled, tainted, or toxic. But what does it actually mean to have a pure heart? What separates a pure-hearted person from everyone else? In simple terms, someone with a pure heart is a genuinely good person. Deep down, at the core of their being, they're kind, admirable, and honest. In difficult situations, they make respectable, selfless choices. When given opportunities to take advantage of others, they resist temptation and they stay true to their values. In these ways, and many others, pure-hearted people possess some degree of intangible goodness and a selfless desire to do the right thing. However, there's one thing that separates good people from those who are pure of heart. The difference is this: pure-hearted people have good reasons not to do the right thing, but they choose to do the right thing anyway. For example, a pure-hearted person like you may have experienced trauma and pain in your life. These bad memories could have negatively affected your outlook on the world. Like many others, you could have lost faith in others or become pessimistic about the state of your life, but you didn't. You allowed those negative experiences to make you stronger and more genuine. Despite the pain in your life, you remained good, kind, and true to your values. If there were more pure-hearted people out there, then we might not live in such a difficult world. Unfortunately, pure-hearted people like you are few and far between. These days, more and more people are living for themselves, regardless of how their actions impact people in their communities or the world at large. Still, there are some individuals out there who embody the good and virtuous qualities of a pure-hearted person. To find out if you're one of the few, here are 10 signs that you have a pure heart. Number 1. Selfless kindness. Every living thing deserves to be treated with kindness, and pure-hearted people deliver that kindness everywhere they go. They're constantly working to preserve the world around them, spreading a selfless brand of kindness to all forms of life, especially people or creatures that are weaker, simpler, and more vulnerable than they are. If you try every day to make the world a happier and gentler place, then you're a kind, beautiful person with a pure heart. Number 2. A smile that never fades. The first thing you might notice about a pure-hearted person is their smile. They're constantly smiling, no matter what they're doing or who they're with. They smile when they're happy. They smile when they're sad. Even if they're struggling with something real and challenging, pure-hearted people keep a smile on their face because they don't want to spread negativity or burden other people with their problems. If you're a pure-hearted person, you likely radiate positivity. No matter what happens, you never stop smiling, and that's what makes you a joy to be around. Number 3. Vulnerable imperfections. A pure-hearted person doesn't think of themselves as perfect or flawless. They're well aware of their shortcomings and weaknesses, and they never sell themselves as anything more than they are. People who ignore their flaws or exaggerate their talents often do so for a hidden purpose. They may want people to like them, or perhaps they're trying to avoid taking responsibility for their mistakes. In either case, their distorted self-image changes the way they interact with the world. For this reason, pure-hearted people like you are painfully honest in their assessments of themselves. You're never arrogant or overconfident because you know that you're human, just like everybody else. Number 4. Less than hidden intentions. A sneaky, untrustworthy person hides their intentions from the world. They manipulate people into thinking certain things while secretly pushing a selfish agenda. But if you have a pure heart, you never hide your intentions. That's the difference between someone who seems nice and someone who is genuinely pure of heart. A nice person may not do anything wrong, but they still keep secrets. They still think about doing bad things. Oftentimes, nice people only do good things because they're afraid of the social repercussions. A pure-hearted person, on the other hand, they don't need to keep secrets. They consistently have good intentions because in their minds, doing the right thing outweighs any advantage they might gain. Number 5. Humble cheerleaders. If you have a pure heart, then you likely don't think of yourself as any better than anyone else. You don't measure your worth against the accomplishments of other people, and you're consistently humble in your assessments of your own abilities. The true marker of a pure-hearted person is total humility. You're humble at your core, and that humility allows you to recognize the greatness in other people. When your friend does something amazing, you can honestly and enthusiastically give them praise and cheer them on. When someone overcomes a challenge, you can admire them without feeling insecure about your own achievements. Because you rarely acknowledge the good in yourself, you readily praise the greatness of others. You're humble, you're encouraging, and you're supportive. And that's one reason why you have a pure heart. Number 6. Altruistic sacrifices. Anyone can perform an act of service, but only the pure of heart expect nothing in return. This is what we call true altruism, and it's a surprisingly rare quality in the world. Many people give to charity and aid those in need, but a large percentage are altruistic for their own benefit. When they open a door for a stranger or donate money to a cause, they do it to make themselves feel better, happier, or more accomplished. However, there are a small proportion of people who have no interest in helping themselves. These individuals help others purely for the sake of helping other people and bettering their lives. Sure, it makes them feel good, but those good feelings are never the primary motivation behind their altruistic sacrifices. In other words, if you have a pure heart, you make choices with other people in mind. You inconvenience yourself so that other people can be happier and more comfortable. If you have a pure heart, their happiness is all the motivation you need. Number 7. Virtuous moderation. It's easy to let our emotions get the best of us. In life, many people experience moments they regret, moments where their emotions steer them in the wrong direction. Maybe you lost your temper or became swept up in your excitement and made a costly decision. If you have a pure heart, then you may look back at these moments as learning lessons. Now, you strive to keep your emotions under control and maintain balance in all aspects of your life. Now, of course, there will be moments when you struggle or fail. No one's perfect. We all make mistakes. But moderation is a virtue. If you have it, you may be a better, happier person than you realize. Number 8. Global contributions. What motivates you to do the things that you do? You may never have stopped to consider why you live the life that you live, the factors that motivated your career choices, your lifestyle, and long-term goals. For many people, those motivators are surprisingly selfish, like gaining power, acquiring material things, or upgrading the quality of their lives. For example, someone might dedicate their entire life to a difficult profession because they dream of being filthy rich. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with pursuing a better life, but pure-hearted people like you, well, they have a different goal in mind. Instead of thinking about how you can upgrade your own life, you consider your life on a larger scale. For example, you might ask yourself, what is my contribution to the world around me? In other words, someone with a pure heart wants to leave the world better than they found it. They want to be comfortable and stable like everybody else, but they're consistently mindful of their contributions to their families, their communities, and the world at large. Number 9. Unconscious justice. Pure-hearted people have a strong sense of right and wrong. They're good judges of character and believe the world should be a just and fair place. Some people want to take advantage of competitive systems and push narrow advantages. But if you have a pure heart, then you do what's fair and just, even if other people aren't doing you the same service. You may not consciously think of these things, but if you do, you're likely a pure-hearted person. You naturally respect the rights of others. You're constantly mindful of what's fair and morally good. You have a strong sense of justice because at the core of your being, you're a good person. Number 10. The gift of courage. There's a mistaken belief that pure-hearted people are innocent or naive, that they've never experienced real misfortune or disappointment. But that's rarely ever the case. Pure-hearted people like you develop strong values because they have experienced hardship. These struggles have taught you to be courageous and stand up for what you believe in. They've shown you a darker side of life, but you choose to push forward anyway. It's this kind of wholehearted courage that separates a good person from a great person. If you're one of those kind and courageous people, then don't let anyone discourage you. Continue fighting for what matters to you. Stand up for what's right. And at the end of the day, you have a pure heart and no one can ever take that away from you. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.